The top of the Empire State Building.
Welcome to BCakeNY. It's our Building Black Biz podcast. Miriam Millord is the creative director, the owner, the brains behind it. Can we show the sweatshirt, the black woman who created this?
Yeah, this is a mess in a bottle sweater. It was that brand is also very supportive of, black women and black owned businesses.
What we love about this pod is being able to hear those stories like that. The support that not only you have from people who have influenced you, but what you have created for the community. Yeah. And that's what this
is all. It's all about that for us.
That is the key word. That's what this word is about.
Let me show you. We just have a collaboration with Lit Brooklyn on candles.
I think I saw it was 3 days ago on the IG. Mm-hmm. Like, seriously, you guys are doing so much here in Brooklyn. And as we were cruising in here, producer David and myself, I had an epiphany. And I need to know if I'm correct with this. BCakeNY. BCakeNY. Brooklyn. Boom. Told you behind the camera.
Wow.
That's what it's about. How many people pop through here and have that epiphany also before they get the smells and the colors and they see exactly what it is that you do?
They don't. Usually they're like, hey, are you Miss Bean? Or
really?
Yeah. So a lot of people don't get it, but it's good. I'm happy you've had it.
Heck yeah. I mean,
I love PK.
Here in Brooklyn, what did it mean to you to create this cornerstone for the community and provide, delicious and beautiful pastries for Brooklyn?
Well, for me, Brooklyn is just an amazing place. It's a melting pot of all cultures, and just, I think it's a very unique place. I think people that live in Brooklyn, they have a very hard time moving somewhere else and be happy there, know? So for me, it always, reminds me of how I grew up. My mom's German, my dad's from Ghana. So we have a wide range of cultures within our household. And so I always felt really comfortable here.
And when you talk about your culture and your heritage, how important is it for that to make its way into each bite of the treats here? What does it mean to you to be able to share who you are through one of the most important, it's music and food, so one of the most important things that we as humans connect to. How special is it for you, I guess, to share who you are through your treats?
Yeah, it's definitely very important to me to actually like everything that's here.
Yeah.
So it's very important for me that things are, have real chocolate in them, which, I guess is, culturally.
For sure.
My background of real European ingredients.
Yes.
Good quality. And, also, my Ghanaian dad always telling me, you can't eat too much sugar, and they're being super particular about things. And so I'm very much about quality. So I think people come here a lot and say, oh, these cakes look amazing, but they also taste good. And that's always been important. Really important to me.
Well, as you say, we eat with our eyes first, and then you taste and you understand that connection is just extra special. And that's what keeps people coming back. And we're going to get into, through the part of this conversation, some of the celebrity clientele who you have come knocking on your door, and you've been able to blow, everyone's mind. But I want to start first with the entrepreneurial spirit and what kind of the crux of our Building Black Biz podcast is about. What led you to want to start a bakery?
Well, for me, I kind of fell into it. I've always liked baking. My grandmother, my mom, everyone they're actually really good bakers.
Yeah.
Very sort of independent women. So I've always been very inspired by them. I actually planned a baby shower for a friend who, which I don't want to do ever again.
We draw the line.
I couldn't really afford cake, so I was like, oh, let me just build this myself. And so, I kind of created something that then everyone liked a lot and asked where I got it and if I could make one for them. And then it kind of, started like that. And then we really quickly kind of, just for fun, posted things on social media. And then people contacted us, the Kardashians and people like that from Cali, and were like, hey, can we get a cake delivered to California? And I'm like, sure.
I think we can make it happen. At that time, there was no plan.
No, there was no bakery. There was no plan. There was no.
But you
I
make
was
it happen.
like, yeah, we deliver to LA all the time.
Wow.
So, I think that was definitely a big part of that journey, is just saying yes to things that we probably, just had no idea how to do.
So that adaptation, that being able to pivot, that even just the idea of taking a risk and doing it, had that always been a part of your character? Like just stepping out and just having that go get 'em spirit, I guess.
Yeah, I think a little bit, yes. I think I'm not someone who's like just crazy risk taker, you know what I mean? But I also don't get stressed out by things, so I can definitely work with this sort of spirit of, jumping off the cliff and then being calm enough to build the parachute as you're coming down.
You are brave. You are brave. Because I need to make sure that every single buckle is checked. I think
I can, I can handle that. So I'm not like someone who like panics easily.
Yeah.
Like I'm usually like, okay, Kate always tells me that I'm like that meme with that dog that's sitting in the fire, and it's like, everything's fine. It's got something like, let's organize this.
That's awesome.
So that I think that's how we got to year 15.
To be a leader with those kind of qualities, how important is it to have a team around you who is not only able to take direction, but is able to follow the direction, but to be those people who need to step up at the moment in time? Like, how important is it to have that staff, that team, that familial unit that allows year 15 to be here?
I mean, your team is everything, really. I mean, the things only happen here because of people like, like Kate, who you just met, or Bree, and like the other, women that work here, mainly women. Everyone has a huge part in making this successful, and it's that's like your support village, that's
100%
within your company, that's is willing to stay late or do things that are not in their job description, or just adapt to a small business's needs of okay, now we all need to figure out why the toilet is clogged.
That come together.
No idea why.
Body's got to be expert at it at this point in time.
Figure it out.
You know what I found out also? I mean, YouTube can teach you everything, or TikTok can teach you. TikTok taught me a lot of things. So, if you got to find a way to, again, adapt, to pivot, but you have people on the team who are also like-minded. Did those 15 years go by fast?
It feels like they went by fast, because sometimes I feel like, why do I still not know all the things I should know? And that was 15 years. So they definitely went by fast, for sure.
So I want to go back to the beginning when we talked a little bit here in the convo. Also, it's the quality ingredients. It's making sure that the visual is there, but the taste is as well. What is your favorite part of the creation process? Is it the getting to taste all the extras? Is it the decorating? Because we're going to get to that too. But what makes your heart flutter when you're thinking about creating cupcakes, cakes, or whatever it is, cookies?
Yeah, I mean, besides eating cookie dough, which I definitely do a lot, way too much.
It's bad. I'm always
it's not good. I have to like work out every day to just balance that. It's really the clients receiving their cakes. I think that's the most like sort of satisfying about the job. It's just people just. I always say we're like the opposite of like someone who writes traffic tickets. Like when people see us, usually they're happy and excited.
Ain't nobody happy to see that person with that notepad.
Right. So they're usually just, excited about, seeing their vision come to life.
Yeah.
And it's really special to make custom cakes, because they can be, really to a point where people see them and then cry because it's like a personal moment, or, like some sort of, really like emotional connection that it's really special for us to be a part of.
As you say that in creating these custom cakes, and you already name dropped one of the biggest names on the planet in this conversation. I don't know if y'all heard when she said something about the Kardashians, but when you think about some of those folks, the Jay-Z's of the world, the Khaled's, as we have the Wall of Fame here, the Kardashians, when you see your creation in the hands and in the mouths of some of these folks who, can quite honestly call on anyone on this planet to create for them. Let's speak on, some like Jay-Z with being here in Brooklyn and New York, born and bred. What does it mean to you to create those cakes, those desserts, those treats for some of the A-listers of the world?
Yeah, I mean, it's always been really special to know that, sort of people, like you said, that can go anywhere, get things from us. So we're definitely like super honored and excited, even, though a lot of things come with a lot of stress and pressure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you don't want to serve, y'all say no almonds if you don't want almonds. So you can't mess that order up.
Yeah, no, we really try to be not known as like, oh, this is like the celebrity kind of bakery, because our 99% of our clients are really our neighbors, and yeah, there's a lot of pressure with, a famous person, receiving your cake. But there's also a lot of pressure from my like 5-year-old neighbor who I see every day. Yeah, I screw up her birthday cake. Please don't ever try to be like,
yeah, for real. Miriam, did you do that? Miss Milford, she's gonna put the F in the name. Right. That's the case. Yes.
Right. So, so it's definitely all clients are really important to us.
Yeah.
That's really like, maybe it sounds like a cliche. Obviously, it's great to have people who have millions of followers on Instagram post a cake. That's amazing. But the people that we see every day are really important to us. And the people that we followed too, like we have people where we did their, engagement cake, their wedding cake, their baby shower cake, and then 5 of their kids' birthday cakes, and then their next baby, So in 15 years, you really become a part of people's special occasions and their family.
Never really thought about that way, but that's again, you all being a cornerstone, being a pillar in the community. To do that, to focus on what's happening here in Brooklyn and branch out. As I'm looking outside and watching the people walk by, and to know that there's peering eyes into the bakery, and people are excited when they see the colors, looking through the glass. How special is it to be, a part of Brooklyn, to be New York bred and baked? I don't know. I mean, to have it in the name, BCakeNY. How special is it to really be a part of this community?
Yeah, to me, it's amazing. I think when we all, as all of us that live here, look at that, New York actually is like one of the most popular cities in the world.
Yeah.
If you ask everyone in the world, where would you want to live? Most of the people say New York. And I think there's something really special about it. If you, like, a lot of people move here, they fall in love, they can't leave. They try, they come back. You always kind of get sucked in, and that's how it was for me too. So I think, they say, like, if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere.
Yeah. I
think that's a true thing. We work with just the craziest stuff here, and we make it work. We're like, oh, $29 for half an hour parking. That's great. That's not that bad.
Yeah, you're right.
And I realized that when I, go.
I mean, look, talking about working with great things, we're here now with Siren. Yeah, but you just roll with it.
Right, because you're used to it. Right. You just have to see those videos of people like sitting on the subway, and there's like a crackhead next to them leaning on them sleeping while someone else is like playing, dancing and going crazy.
For sure.
So I think we all kind of, have, adapted to the city's challenges and grown with it and become, strong people.
It's beautiful to see, the 15-year success, but I'm sure there were a lot of challenges in their start to this day. We've mentioned a few of them, particularly when we get to do this pod. We talk to business owners, Black business owners, who had to go through things like COVID and had to find a way to pivot and create and find a way to do something that was just quite honestly foreign to all of us. What were some of those challenges that you're most proud of that you all rose above during that extremely tough time?
I mean, for us on this block, for example, I think we were one of the only businesses that was open the whole time. So we were, as a bakery, as an essential food business, we were open the whole time. We had, I want to say before COVID, we had about 25 employees or so. And then we went down to maybe 4 or 5.
Whoa.
Like within like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And also kind of just lost our business, right? Like our main income source was wedding cakes and big events, which were all, canceled on March 8th. And so pretty much that weekend we were like, okay, I think our business is shutting down for now.
My gosh, man.
But then we, really quickly sort of pivoted to kind of adapting to what the needs were, So we said, okay, what's going to happen? I mean, people still are going to be home with their kids, and it's still their birthday. So you can't say like, we're canceling your birthday because of COVID. So, you know, how could we adjust to that? So we started a line of really small cakes, really affordable, like family cakes that we then could deliver to people's homes.
Wow.
Small, like we would do like a Zoom party package where you get a small cake for yourself and then you can mail cake jars to your friends.
Yeah.
You know, so we just kind of came up with ways to, you know, have people have celebrations at their home during lockdown, you know, and people were still able to pick up from here.
Yes.
So we had, you know, everything kind of barricaded with acrylic. Kind of like, just like, here you go, here's your cake. You know? Right. And it was scary, you know, our employees, like, they were sometimes just the only people on the train.
Yeah.
You know, because no one else was
around.
Going to work.
Stop. Yeah.
Right. So, you know, cake deliveries were very fast at the time because like we've had videos like driving through Times Square. Like we would be like, oh, great, the delivery is half an hour to Times Square from here. And, you know, today it's like 2 hours.
For sure. It took us forever.
Right. Yeah. So that worked pretty well. And people were just very grateful that we were open. Yeah. You know, I mean, even places like Party City were closed. Yeah. You know, so people would come here and be like, hey, what do you have? What can you give me? Cake, balloons, plates. You know, so we tried to, as you know, accommodate and adapt to what the community needed as fast as possible.
Quite honestly, I mean, it sounds like it was, you know, the lifeblood. Again, you know, I used this word and this phrase a couple of times during our convo. The cornerstone, the pivotal place, the place for folks here in the neighborhood to congregate, to gather, to know was a true and tried, trusted source for happiness, and that's just, I mean, an amazing feeling to, you know, be in that position.
So the community challenges at the time was childcare, right?
Yeah.
So for the people that had to still work, like the few employees that we had left, our kids were at home.
Yes.
You know, so that was a whole other challenge. Can you go to work, which you have to, you know, and leave your kid at home? You know, even my like teenager would not do anything unless I'm like, okay, yeah. So we ended up, there was a bar next to the shop, which was closed.
Yeah.
So,
come on in. Yeah, come on. You're part of the family. This is junction. I mean, no, they are. So this is what the conversation is about. It's about continual. It's about, you know, obstacles, and yes, it's out. Yes. We're not stopping. The grit don't quit, as we say.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
So the bar that was closed down, we ended up renting that with a bunch of other parents, and we were homeschooling the kids at the bar that all the employees' kids could sit here. So bar is actually pretty good for school. Mm-hmm. So they all have a plug. I mean, they have a plug, they have a hook, they have
all the things.
So all the kids had their laptops on the bar. And so we had all our kids next door, you know, during the day. And then we had, you know, neighborhood kids who didn't have Wi-Fi, who didn't have internet. They were sitting, you know, outside in the cubbies, on the bench, on the side, on the bar. So it was like a really kind of like in the dead space. There was a lot going on here, which was
that's nice. Amazing.
And kept also people social.
Yes.
You know, like that's something I think that people didn't realize, is that your kids were at home, you know, by themselves without, you know, interaction. So it was nice to have this pod of kids that can every day, you know, interact with each other.
The idea of that and being that for Brooklyn, being that for this community is invaluable, you know, and that just shows another, another extension of, you know, we provide more than just beautiful, tasty snacks. You know, we are truly here for, you know, our community, which is a serious situation, and it's what I've been able to learn through doing several of these conversations with a lot of Black business owners of just of the importance of being there for the community. It's something that we have in our culture, and to see that be a mainstay through these businesses that are also, you know, working their butt off, and the business owners who have created the sleepless nights and all that, but just knowing that that's a part of who you are, what you provide for the community is extra special. So if I continue on this conversation without acknowledging that and saying thank you for that, I'd be a jerk. So I want to make sure that you know that.
And it's you know, the community also is there for us, you know, like our delivery truck was stolen at some point. Wow. And we posted it on Instagram, and it was like returned within like 2-3 hours, you know, because someone was like, okay, that's, you know,
we got to do this for our people. Yeah.
You know, so, you know, there were, yeah, there are definitely times where, you know, it's amazing how, you know, the community then shows up for you.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know when that was, like 2 years ago, where there was this crazy like flooding, and you know, many people had their, you know, homes destroyed, and the lovely couple that takes care of the space here and cleans every morning, they were in a basement apartment and it was flooded and they lost everything, right? And within like us posting this, like 2 hours, they had like 20 grand on GoFundMe, new car, like it was like the community just really, you know, also, you know, comes back to you. So
That's how it's supposed to be. Man, I wish y'all had, I just want to get, before we roll, I wish y'all had smell-o-vision. I wish there was a such thing as that, because I tell you,
well, now that you have the candle,
now we have the candle. Let's bring it back. So we said that earlier in the chat. Talk about collaborating with other Black business owners, other small business owners, and helping each other. You know, one hand washes the other. You know, celebrating Black History Month as we're coming towards the end of it here. How important that is to be there for. I mean, it's kind of been the common theme of this chat so far. But yeah, come on now.
It's really amazing. I mean, with Tanika from Lit Brooklyn, we've supported each other's businesses for, you know, the last few years, and, you know, made cakes in the shape of the candles, and, you know, just really done, you know, fun things, and always like recommended each other to, you know, friends and family. And, you know, these things go well together. And then when, you know, people always come in here and they say, it smells so good in here, how come, you know, and now we're like, you can take it home with this collaboration.
Yo,
you know?
The cookies, the cakes, the candles, like we were saying, celebrating Black History Month. I mean, it's such a special. I wanted to grab one of these here and go through. I mean, everything about, gosh, man, just creating the information that is in here and sharing who we are. Had that always been at the beginning process when you were thinking of creating this bakery, what you wanted to do? Like, or was this something that came along the way because you felt that it was something that needed to happen?
So from the beginning, we've always had an internship program, for example.
Wow.
Like we always wanted to, always saw the need to, you know, just support, you know, teenagers. It's mainly really young Black women that want to do what we're doing. Right?
Yeah.
So I think it makes a huge difference when you see people that look like you do what you want to do, you know?
Yes.
So I think that's been something that's been very, you know, impactful on, you know, these young people that come here and learn. And even, you know, sometimes people come after culinary school and they say in the 6 months here, they learn more than when they, you know, were doing
somewhere,
culinary school. So I think that's something that's always been very important, you know, doing classes and you know, we on Halloween, we always, you know, give away like, I don't know, like 700 cupcakes or something.
Amazing.
And, you know, we see the same people every year. They're like, the kids said this is the best place to trick or treat every year, you know? Yeah, so it's like, it's a really good thing to feel part of a community like that.
Yeah. Gosh, man, we've chatted a bunch, but at this point in time, I'm just at a loss for words because it's just so amazing to see and to know that all of those true emotions and feelings and, you know, intangibles are a part of what this bakery is. Just, it's a part of your DNA.
I mean, small businesses are really like sort of, you know, the heartbeat of cities, you know.
Oh, very much so.
You know, it's not really these, you know, big chains and, you know, big places. So, you know, and we really want our, you know, desserts also to be accessible for people, you know, so that's why I'm always saying, like, I don't like the celebrity label because then people think that they can't afford it, you know. Meanwhile, you can come here and buy $2 cupcakes and
it happened
if you know, so it's accessible, you know, and that's also something we've been trying to expand. We are working with Community, which is a meal delivery service. So we're trying to expand our desserts to nationwide, basically. So it's also something that kind of grew during the pandemic, is that, you know,
how to pivot,
they you know, chefs who were all out of work also, you know, in the kitchen, started, you know, there's a collective kitchen here where chefs are making meals that are being sent to people's homes. And we're also now sending desserts. It's like a subscription-based service. So that's something that's like one of our goals this year, is to expand nationwide to, you know, send those.
You already went into what my next question was going to be, was as we start to, put a bow on the convo, was like, yeah, how excited are you for the future and where do you see BCakeNY going here? And wow, it's hard to believe that we're in 2024.
I know.
It's great.
Crazy.
But yeah, what do you see for the brand?
Yeah, I mean, that's, like I said, like the expansion with community to the nationwide delivery,
Yeah.
that's something that's, a big goal or has been a big goal of mine for the last 2 years. And it's, slowly growing and happening. And I mean, otherwise it's really just making sure our quality stays the same, and making sure that people are, happy, listening to what people need, adapt to, what are the, needs of the community. Do we need to make sure, we have things that are gluten-free, vegan, available, like things that, with
Provide for everyone.
people that are more, health conscious and people that are, have different dietary needs. How do we accommodate everyone here?
And you're doing it all.
So we try.
You're doing a damn good job of it. Before we bounce up out of here, now, part of iHeartRadio, and I know that we've got the place pretty quiet because we're here conducting an amazing conversation, but I can imagine that there's a lot of liveliness between here and the kitchen next door, and there's music blasting and going on, and it's a lot of fun that's happening. What is on your, put it like this, if you could, on our app, create an iHeartRadio BCakeNY playlist, and you have some tunes going that were going to help you, and your team create, what are some of those songs that you're putting on your playlist, Marianne?
So our playlist here is very interesting. It has a very wide range. I would say it goes from like Sade, which I love, to like Nicki Minaj, Burna Boy, and Dave Matthews.
Really? Okay. Yes. What? Man.
It's a wide range of things. So, if you would, if you would listen to it all day, it
all of that, though, all of that is who you are, and all of that is who the team and the family is, and that's what makes. And I know it sounds cheesy or cliche, but that's what makes every bite taste like love. That's what it's because it's who you are and who the family is and who the team is that you have provided something that's extremely special, but it's from the heart. And if it's some Dave Matthews going into some Burner Boy, and all of a sudden this taboo comes across the speakers, it's like, it's a wrap.
It's happening.
It's a wrap. I cannot thank you enough for your hospitality, for opening up the doors, for allowing us to have this beautiful conversation on our Building Black Biz pod. And yes, BCakeNY, BCakeNY. Like I said at the beginning, I knew it. I told you, Producer David.
I think you can check something behind you. There's a couple of things.
Oh, what is this?
There's some important
Important
figures.
Wait a second. Hold on for a second. Are you kidding me? These have been sitting here the whole time?
Yes.
But hold on.
That's our special for...
This is the Black History Month, but you have some of the most amazing African-American figures in... How is my face on here?
We just...
Thank you so... Oh my gosh. Thank you so much.
See, we need to, just get your flowers, aka your cupcakes.
Oh my gosh. I cannot tell you.
That's highlighting.
Oh, wow.
Highlighting people like us is huge. And that's what, it's all the... how do you want to say it? Like, that's what we need,
I don't know. Thank you so much. I'm like seriously fighting back tears. I look at Muhammad Ali and Nelson Mandela, and I'm looking at, oh my gosh, my face sitting here at the third verse. Like, what is? Oh my god! Oh my gosh! This is this is so beautiful, and let this be the beginning of an amazing relationship, friendship, collaboration. Whenever you need my help, however I can utilize my platform, that's what this is about. Man,
thank you so much.
Thank you for being a part of our Building Black Biz podcast. And make sure when you're in Brooklyn, you pull up.
Thank you.
Don't walk, don't run, sprint.
Tell your friends to pull up.
Yeah.
From the top of the Empire State Building.
C100.